Good day, America! Red Ho coming back at you. It's now the month of October. And what we know about the month of October is getting cooler, getting closer to winter. Oh, yeah. That's my favorite time of year. It's always been October, November time frame because that is the cool months. That's the time when all the leaves start to change and it looks really pretty. We like to go for drives and look at all the pretty sights. Go wine country cruising, just chilling out, getting south. Well, I don't get south as much as I used to, but I like to be the designated driver. So hey, it's a fun time. But it's also Halloween. Halloween is a pagan religion. I get it, but it is also very fun to just spook the absolute piss out of people. So, I mean, we're talking little bitty kids, maybe not so much, they get a little bit frightened, and then you show them that it's your regular face and that we're normal ish. And they usually calm down after that. Some of these older kids that think, oh, I'm not scared. I'll scare the absolute poo out of you. I will give them the death stare. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely give them the death stare. So, anyway, favorite part of the year. Absolutely love it. It is the greatest. Now, one thing that I like to do is find these kind of scary costumes and that kind of stuff and see what we can figure out. I may have to work that day, so I might not be able to actually do a scary costume. But I do have one that'd be kind of funny. Now, if anybody's ever watched the Goonies, everybody knows Chunk. If you ever watched the Goonies, you know Chunk. Now, if you see this shirt right here, it says, do the truffle shuffle. Well, guess what I'm going to do for you, ladies and gentlemen? That's right. Come on. Do it. Come on. Do it. Ah. All right, now that I've got y'all's attention, so the main topic for today, or for this episode, is going to be very off the wall, kind of out of the box. And the main topic is poop. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about poop. I don't know why, but for some reason, a subject always comes in and comes around poop, and I always have to come up with some stupid, crazy, funny innuendo, whatever the case may be, when it comes to poop. I kid you not. For example, obviously people know the word shit, which might not be able to be on the show, but anyway, so we got that word, and then we have like dump, dropping the deuce, taking the kids off to the pool, and one of my other personal favorites is having a brown snake playing peekaboo with your butthole. I mean, there's no such thing as a brown snake, but it's funny as hell. And I did get that as a reference from Larry the Cable Guy in one of his movies, just so that way everybody knows. So, but a funny story behind the whole uh, poop thing, right? Being with a German woman, you tend to learn a few German words. These are obviously not real German words, but it's still hilarious. So, for example, constipation. Uh, Shout out to Eric. We do have issues. He does have issues with going long periods of time without pooping. So we like to call that far from pooping. But when he does finally get the urge to go poop, watch out because then we're getting into the story of far from stopping. So, uh, and of course, we're making fun of this guy all the time about it. Shout out to him. It's, do if you what you will. I don't want to mention his full name because, we're trying to be as discreet as possible because that's not something that you want to bring up all the dang time. So, with that being said, that's one of the funny things when it comes to the whole pooping, far from pooping, and that kind of stuff. When you're squeezing your butt cheeks together because you have to run to the outhouse by Will You Make It, you're gonna get published by Bet You Don't. So let's just keep it at that as far as that goes. Now, I am going to try to reference this the best way I can without mentioning any names. But there was another situation where myself and somebody else was driving down to Austria when I was still in the service, and this person, we got caught in a Stau, which is a German word for traffic jam. This was a 2 hour long traffic jam. I mean, it seemed like it took forever. We were south of Munich, which is one of the further south parts of Germany, getting ready to cross the border. And there's no border patrol like here in Mexico. So this is all just basically a lot of people traveling all in the same direction. And well, what we ended up doing, this person, he looks over at me and says, man, I got to poop really bad. I mean, number two, I got the bubble guts. It's really, really bad. And of course, me living in Germany the way I have been, we were like, is it number one, number two, all three, or number three? Oh, no, yeah, it's both. I got a P2. And it's like, okay. So you have Wurst mit Soße, which is bratwurst with sauce on it, in case you didn't know. And of course, we all get to laughing. And that made it even harder for this person to hold it in. And I said, well, I was in a pickup truck. I said, well, just jump in the back of the pickup truck and we'll wash it out later. And oh, no, I can't do that. Why not? We're sitting in the middle of an interstate or Autobahn, as they call it. Oh, just go back there and do it, whatever. And, oh, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. All right, fine. So we finally got through the whole traffic jam. We finally found the first place that we could possibly go, and I'm telling you, this person got out of the truck, squeezing those cheeks together, and just scurrying along, and to finally relieve themselves. And it was like, holy cow! I just couldn't stop laughing. It was just too dang funny. It was too hilarious. So I had to mention it. I'm not going to bring up names because I don't want to embarrass that person, but it was still super, super hilarious. Okay, so now, as far as the whole poop, shit, dump, I mean, you take dropping the kids off and that kind of stuff. Um, it's not funny when you have constipation or far from pooping, because it can really cause issues and that kind of stuff. So full disclaimer, I am making fun of the situation, but it's not a funny situation. So full disclaimer, okay? So after that, now we're also talking about the whole far from stopping. I've been in both situations before. The far from pooping part was not um, real bad, but the far from stopping part, oh, good God. You feel like your butt is on fire because you just, you know, wiping your butt constantly. You're constantly running in and out of the dang bathroom. It's like, okay, when's it going to stop? I mean, it's got to stop. Even though it's called far from stopping. But, yeah. So, anyway, those are really the key points that I have for this month. But my daughter and I, we absolutely love Halloween. To change the subject back to the Halloween thing, and this year we really wanted to have a scary haunted house kind of in the house, so that way the kids can kind of look around and go, ooh, spooky. But I think, um, unfortunately, we can't really do that, mainly because, um, both of us end up probably working that night. If not, at least one of us will be. So trying to get it set up and stuff would be a pain in the hindquarters, where the far from poop is from. Now, on a totally different subject, I did look at myself in the mirror the other day, and of course, I damn near threw up from ugly sin, but I digress. But one thing I did notice is, like, of course, you see the glasses, but you also see that I have a schnoz, a pretty decent sized schnoz. And believe it or not, that whole decent sized schnoz, uh, first thing that came to my mind was Humpty Dumpty. And I'm not talking about the character Humpty Dumpty, I'm talking about the rapper, also known as Shock G. But he put on these glasses with the big old nose and he was doing the Humpty dance. Is this your chance to do the hump? It was freaking crazy. So I decided to kind of mix this in with a little bitty sound clip. So if you just bear with me and listen to this for a second and see what you think about it, because I kind of keep that kind of stuff in mind when I'm thinking of the whole Humpty dance, you know. Big like a pickle, just getting laid. Getting laid by the ladies, you know I'm in charge. Both how I'm living and my nose is large. I get stupid. Okay, now I'm gonna stop now. But yeah, I had to bring that up because I'm sitting there looking at a picture, or I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm just like, damn, I didn't even realize that I looked like the old Humpty Dumpty from the Humpty Dance. Yeah, so I figured I'd bring that up. All right, so next month is going to be another fun month. Not sure how we're going to go about doing it, but it's one of my favorite months, mainly because it is Food Month, aka Thanksgiving. It is also the best month ever because it's my birthday month. Woohoo! Turning older and getting whatever. I'm just gonna be all freaking nuts about it. But it's always a good time. There's nothing wrong with getting older as long as you do it gracefully and with class and style. You know, like myself and the whole truffle shuffle thing. So, um, but next month's gonna be a lot of fun. Hopefully, I can get some stuff really stirring up. Start asking a few questions out and about, and see if I can't come up with a better um, chat group, that kind of stuff. So please keep tuning in. If you haven't done it already, subscribe to YouTube or Spotify. I still have Spotify. I know there's a lot of people not on that, but subscribe to that so that way you can get a chance to see these shows. Tell me what you think about it. Please leave a comment in the comment section so that way I can look at it and be like, this person is a piece of poo because he or she didn't like me talking about poo, or or maybe something along the lines of, man, this guy is hilarious because he's simply talking about poo, or maybe because I just did the truffle shuffle, whatever. So please subscribe, like, you know, really enjoy these kind of things because, quite frankly, I enjoy making them. So until next month, birthday month, wink, wink, hint, hint. Good day, America.